to performance. Okay, so the first principle I promised to cover was giving direction. So in this case, we have a specific part of the prompt that says in the style of, and then we have, in this case, Steve Jobs. And it doesn't have to be Steve Jobs. It could be anyone that we want to emulate the style of. But you can see here that when we say in the style of Steve Jobs, we get Steve Jobs-like names. We have the iFit shoe, iAdapt, iUniversal step, just like the iPod or iPhone. So again, we're describing the desired style in detail, and we're referencing a relevant persona. The key is knowing what style to put in here. If you're a student of history or business or art, you can know who are the famous product namers in the past, or you can do that research. You don't have to use someone as obvious as Steve Jobs. And I think that's where you get the key insight into this principle. Based on your domain knowledge, you can give it better direction. Okay, so let's look at the impact on results of changing one of these variables. If we change it from Steve Jobs to Elon Musk, we're going to get different names. We get Shoe X, MassFit, the shoe company, just like the boring company. If we change it to Walt Disney, we have our name, but now we're going to generate an image of that product. And it does a pretty decent job. Some of these are kind of ugly, to be honest, but I kind of like the one in the bottom right. And again, we're giving it some direction. In this case, we're actually changing the style details. Now, you don't have to go with what I went with. You could change that to anything else. Like here's a shoe designed by Salvador Dali. Here's a shoe designed by Van Gogh. And then this last one, which is my favorite, is based on the famous Japanese block painting, the Great Wave. Whatever it is. The second principle to try is to specify the format. Define what rules you want the AI to follow and set a required structure for the response. All right. So I'm going to look at this for text models first, and then we're going to go on to images. We're looking for a list of 10 product names, the 5 principles to this prompt here. And specifically, we're going to look at how we specify the format. So this is the product template if you want to grab it. But specifically in the format where we've said what we want is this section here. We said comma separated list. And all of the examples also provide a comma separated list. Told it what choose themselves. The third principle, any type of. The fourth principle is the first principle where we start testing where. Okay, the final principle, one model, one prompt. Hey guys, going to take you through the worksheet that you can use to apply the prompt engineering principles. So this is something I use as a checklist. I start with my naive prompt, something that is relatively simple that I'm happy with, that gets decent results. And then I start to iterate. And this is only really important to do if you're going to be using this prompt again and again. If it's just a throwaway thing, then you're doing it for one task. Just talk to ChatGPT, do a couple of iterations. This is really if it's a serious prompt that you're going to use multiple times and you need to optimize it. So start with the naive prompt. And in this case, the prompt is, can I have a list of product names? In this case, the prompt is, can I have a list of product names for a pair of shoes that fit any shoe size? So I've come up with this amazing product, a pair of shoes that can fit any shoe size, and I'm trying to brainstorm product names. You can see here that there are a couple of things wrong with this prompt. First of all, it gives us this boilerplate text at the beginning that we don't really want. Then we have an arbitrary list, like it's numbered by 10, but some.
Hey, in this video, we'll have a look at the next one. Hey, in this video, you're going to have a look and explore what is this concept called hallucinations. We'll look at what hallucinations are and how you can avoid them when you're using large language models such as ChatGPT. Firstly, hallucinations are basically some type of factually incorrect text that has been created by the LLM or the large language model. Large language models are simply predicting the next token, and therefore they can often produce factually incorrect text. There was a study done in 2022 about ChatGPT was creating non-factual references within the science community, and this can be a really large problem in areas like law and healthcare. So let's have a look at an example inside of ChatGPT where we're
goods issue, stock transfer, docs transfer. Goods issue to subcontractor, consumption from subcontractor.
telling it to create some fake or hallucinated answers. See you in the next one. Hey, in this video we're going to talk about the difference between chat models and reasoning models. We'll learn about why you should use different types of models depending upon the task. So firstly, chat models. If you've ever used something like ChatGPT, then you've used a chat model. A chat model is basically a large language model that uses a sequence of messages in a message history as inputs and returns messages as outputs. On the left here you can see we've got what is digital marketing, and that is a user message. You can also see that we've got a response from OpenAI. That
I'm going to walk you through what is ChatGPT. This is the original AI model that everyone knows and loves. So you've probably heard of it, but we're going to share or do my chat. How do you prompt ChatGPT? How do you prompt ChatGPT? The rest of the course. What are the capabilities? Let me walk you through ChatGPT. This is a new addition to ChatGPT. It did have the ability to search before. One thing at a time. So, hi, I'm just going to, and these reports deep research.
So attached to this video will be a link to a CSV file. You can click on this down. In this video, you're going to learn using a Python files as a rows view. Hey, welcome back. And in this video, we're going to have a look at another feature or functionality of ChatGPT. You can this with something like a CSV or an Excel file. In this video, you're going to explore ChatGPT agent mode to combine computer use all types of websites by using a takeover browser, and you've also learned about how to do some clever prompt is also possible, and I will see you in the next one. It's possible to customize ChatGPT to customize your chat, lots of your different chat history, lots of your different chat histories. Easily use shortcuts inside of the ChatGPT last code block help you to speed up your ChatGPT workflows. So OpenAI released Canvas in October 3rd, 2024. I believe their goal is to compete against directly with Claude, which provides an interactive coding editor, which is a lot more collaborative than work on using AI. And in this video, we're going to have a look at something called ChatGPT memory. This basically allows ChatGPT to store previous information from your recorded chat history session. So we're going to go into the top left. And the response is much more tailored to you and your current situation. So remember, you can access your memories by creating memory. You can also access your memories if you go to the top right, go to settings, and then once you're in settings, click on personalization, and then go to manage, and you'll see all of your memories here. You can clear all memories, or you can clear. Go and create your first memory with ChatGPT. So ChatGPT now has an additional functionality called scheduled tasks. This allows you to earlier on in the ChatGPT section, we had a look at. Cool. I'll see you there.
Okay, let's walk you through the vision prompting guide. Get something from the fridge. That's LM. The feature, I think.
Hey, welcome. And in this video, we're just going to have an about that image. Cool. So hopefully you learned a lot about how you can use the ChatGPT desktop application. So ChatGPT have come out with a different mode called study mode. They've taken expert domain knowledge from teachers to come up with a series of prompts that allow ChatGPT not just to provide information to students, but to also test their understanding of the knowledge so that they can learn more. I think this is interesting because it's showing you how much can be done just purely at the prompting layer of the application. Let's have a look at how we can leverage this inside of ChatGPT. First, go to chatgpt.com, and then what you'll need to do is hit the plus icon and then go to study and learn. I could say, what are the benefits of drinking green tea? And what you'll find is that you get a different kind of experience when using study and learn. It will break complex topics down. It will add quizzes. So you can see here, it's already asking I can quiz you as you go through and remember these types of things. Okay, so we said we'll go for it. Let's have a look. And then it's got a quiz here. Green tea contains a compound called L-theanine, which helps with caffeine. I would say it's probably focus, so I'm going to use B. And so in this kind of study mode, ChatGPT will naturally generate quizzes and test your knowledge. It's not simply feeding you the right answer every time. And I think this can be very good for when you're working on complicated topics or you're studying. That will be something that you should look at. So check it out. It's a new feature and it's called study mode. Cool. I'll see you in the next one.
Hey, let me walk you through the GPT store. So I'm going to walk you through how to build a custom GPT and why you might want to do that, as well as you can publish just like anything. Anyway, that is my made for me to play around. So yeah, hopefully this are more successful than what I have done with this one. All right, hopefully that's useful for you.
So the next technique you're going to learn about is a technique called role prompting. Basically, this means that you tell ChatGPT to take on a role. This will affect the responses that you get back and can help you to create a diversity of responses rather than just a vague ChatGPT. The idea is you tell it, for example, you are Shakespeare, an English writer, write me a poem. And the output you're going to get back is going to be a lot more diverse and specialized towards that type of role. Let's have a look at a real example. We're going to say act as a senior copywriter working at an advertising agency. You are a 10x writer and make really great content. Can you write a small social media post about digital marketing? And so what we've done here is we've told ChatGPT to take on a role of a senior copywriter. And you can see here that the copy is a lot different than if we just asked ChatGPT to write a social media post on digital marketing. So the idea behind role prompting is that you will lock ChatGPT into a different latent space by telling it to take on a role. You can use this whenever you're trying to experiment with different types of outputs and trying to figure out how you can create a unique style. I'll also put a link in this video with a GitHub repository which has a bunch of awesome ChatGPT role prompts, and you can see in here if we scroll down and have a look at this. For example, act as a Linux terminal, or act as a job interviewer, or act as an Excel sheet. So there's lots of different roles that you could get ChatGPT to take on. So feel free to have a look at this additional resource if you're interested in seeing how you might apply role prompting to a variety of situations. Cool, I'll see you in the next one. Welcome, and in this video we're going to explore how you can use ChatGPT to generate things other than just images and text. So how can ChatGPT transform your data? Well, ChatGPT is capable of not only just generating text, but also other file formats. These could include, for example, CSV files, text files, markdown files, or even .ppt files, which are Microsoft PowerPoint files. home. Cool. In the next. Hey, and in this video, you're going to learn about the least to most techniques.
Okay, I'm going to introduce to you the Explain It Like I'm 5 concept. This is something that comes from Reddit. There's a really popular Reddit. It's called Explain Like I'm 5 or Eli 5.
In this video, we're going to explain a topic called metaprompting or metaprompts, where they're used and how you can integrate them into your existing workflows. Metaprompts allow us the ability to take an output from either a machine or a human output, and then to figure out if that output came from an AI model, what would have been the prompts that the AI model choose to use. And so the advantages of this is if you're struggling for inspiration or you're looking to get a more deterministic or a more reliable output, using metaprompting could be a good use case for this. Let's have